This was a movie born of controversy. But I'm trying to meet the film on its own terms, right? And then as soon as those dwarves showed up, I'm like, you have lost me. Ghost!
Ghost.
What did you think I was?
Nothing.
Ghost. Stupid dwarves.
Stupid dwarves. Alright, well, Snow White 2025. Where to begin?
This was a chore to sit through.
And boy, they had fun! This is gonna be fun!
We were waiting with anticipation for it to reach streaming so we could finally see what the millionth remake from Disney would bring to us. And boy, did it underwhelm.
Was it 30% live action, 70% CG?
It was more live action than The Lion King, but I guess they weren't saying that was live action, just hyper-realistic. That's something.
The hyper-realistics. I was scared.
This was a movie born of controversy.
I thought it went swimmingly.
Not a day has passed since they said Snow White 2025 was coming. Have people been happy about it? Controversy after controversy.
Yeah, people not happy about many things.
Yeah, some things justified, a lot of them not.
I think there's probably a lot that are justified.
There are
too.
things justified, but it is mired in a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of bullshit going on with this movie. When they said they were going to do Snow White, a live-action remake of it, famously, their first large-scale animated feature was Snow White in the 30s. People were like, why?
You could never tell. It's aged perfectly.
Well, if you're going to remake any of these, this would be a good candidate, I think, because there are a lot of concepts that are kind of dated from the story and the era it was made in. You can expand upon it a lot because the characters are not very developed.
They could have made a sequel back when, which they almost did.
Did they? What was it going to be? Snow White 2 Electric Boogaloo?
I don't know, just one of the heads at Disney put a kibosh on them doing any sequels, but they were going to do a Disney sequel of Snow White and Pinocchio at one point.
Okay. Well, they had to wait till 2025 to create Girl Boss Snow White.
But you can't do that, but you can do 3 Cinderellas, and the third Cinderella is amazing.
I forbid you to take another step down these stairs!
Okay.
Well, the third one is very good. It was sort of a fluke, though. A lot of these direct-to-video sequels were bad, and now they're just doing the live-action remakes.
The live-action ones, I do want to bring up, Maleficent is kind of one of Disney's best successes, I feel, with this type of thing. But that's because they really tried to play with it a bit more.
Yeah, well, Maleficent wasn't a remake. It was telling the story.
It's sort of doing Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, very similar things between these two. But, like, that one was taking the original story and things that were taken from the Disney version of it and telling it from the villain's point of view. So that really changed things, and it did give more to Sleeping Beauty because
it made Aurora more of a character in that
Aurora
even,
didn't really have much of a character. Snow White, similar deal. A lot of movies from early Disney, and this was the earliest you could get with one of these princesses, the focus was really not on the princess. It was on all of these stupid side characters. And this is called Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, but it might as well have just been called the Seven Dwarves because there was so much focus on them. So I think if you're going to do a Snow White, give her more agency, expand on the story. They did all of these things, but so many things coalesced together into something that just didn't feel right.
They did not execute any of these ideas very well.
Yeah.
One thing I can say the 30s one does pretty well is the evil queen. She kind of feels like she's scary to a degree, like she'll kill you.
Yeah, they had a little more teeth, I would say.
Yeah, and this one is a very, very strange performance by Gal Gadot as the evil queen. She seems very unsure of herself, and a lot of the time, I guess, her big punishment is going to be like, you will die of old age.
That guy in the dungeon just died of old age. No way did she kill anyone
She
in this
didn't
movie.
order anyone to die. She couldn't stomach that.
Bind him to the gates to freeze.
You know, is the dungeon still an option?
Take him away!
Gal Gadot is very strange in this film. One of the oddest performances I've seen in any of these Disney fairs.
I remember when our producer called me and I said hello, and he said, "Oh, hello there, evil queen."
They wanted her for this part. They're like, she's perfect for this part. Was she perfect for this part? I'm not sure. I don't know who would be perfect for this part. The Evil Queen was intimidating in the 30s one, but again, not a very developed character, so they were given something
it kind
to
of
her,
worked to the benefit, though, because, like, the scenes you did see of her, it's like, oh, she seems scary, you don't know what she'll do, and then you see more of her, it's like, I don't know what to do with you, Hans, man, I don't know what to do with you, the sentence is, I don't know, let me leave the room.
Perhaps I've been a bit confusing. In fact, I find it quite amusing, telling me to play nice.
She had her big villain number, and she's like, ha-ha, and she's doing all the singing and dancing and the hamming it up, and man, it was bad. It was
to the
real bad.
detriment of the character.
She was trying to do camp, and it wasn't really working, because I can get behind some camp, but man, this was embarrassing. So much of this was embarrassing, but man, that was embarrassing. And I don't know if it's really Gal Gadot's fault, but someone needed to change something, give her a different direction.
Well, if somebody said that, somebody lied.
We did 20 takes, and that was the best one.
This is also a movie that was plagued with several reshoots, so I have no idea what the original cut would have been. From the very start, they had controversy because when they were writing it, they had the idea of casting little people as the Seven Dwarves. And Peter Dinklage entered the fray, a new contender approaches, and yeah, he was not happy about this. He has long been an advocate for little people actors not being cast in stereotypical roles, so he thought that this was a crappy idea.
They're very proud to cast a Latino actress as Snow White.
Oh, so what?
You're progressive in one way, but you're still making that fucking backward
Oh,
story of seven dwarves living in a cave. What the fuck are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause?
They ended up changing their minds and doing what they did in this movie, which we'll get into a second. But there was, I think, a little bit of confusion around that, too, because there were pictures from early production of Snow White.
And the Seven Thieves.
And the Seven Thieves. Yeah, there were 7 characters. One of them was a little person, but the rest of them are varying heights. And people thought those were originally cast as the 7 dwarves. So there were some rumors that they changed their minds and replaced them, or that they cast them as different roles afterwards. But I think they were just supposed to be these thief characters, because you see them in the movie. So they didn't recast any little people, as far as I know, and take their jobs away by changing their minds on this.
But they were apparently had the idea to do it that way at one point, and then
yeah, well, they did, yeah,
so.
but I can't speak for any little people, but, like, I think it would be a
some
lot...
little people actors have said, hey, that wasn't
yeah,
cool.
I think a lot of them were mad about that because they wanted big roles. Little people don't get a lot of big roles in Hollywood, so this absolutely did take opportunities away from people, but I think it would be a lot worse if they had already cast people and then CG'd over them. So... these CG abominations are what they went with instead. Not good.
No. The moment this movie started, I was annoyed by the amount of CG. It's all so fake. And you're like, why am I watching people dance on a green screen forever? Then the dwarves show up, and you're just like, okay, nothing on screen is real anymore.
When they started this movie, there's a very long prologue to it. I don't know if you'd call it a prologue, but before the dwarves show up, you have a lot more with Snow White, you have a lot more with the Queen, and they're developing it. And I'm like, okay, this is not spectacular, but I'm trying to meet the film on its own terms, right? What are they trying to do here? What are they trying to add to this? Is this really as bad as the 2.1 rating on IMDb warrants? And then as soon as those fucking dwarves showed up, I'm like, you have lost me, sirs, madams, anyone in between. I can't with this, with these fucking dwarves.
Pepper! He's gonna
Why did they have stupid, sexy Dopey in this movie?
Stupid, sexy Dopey. I couldn't believe it. He kind of looks like the Mad Magazine guy mixed with Dopey. This is their idea of stupid, sexy Dopey. Dopey's the one Disney's like the most. They use Dopey the most out of any of them.
He's the
and
most
then they
marketable,
changed
and
his
then...
design more than any of the others.
Yeah, they changed his design a lot. It's like they were afraid to make him that ugly because he's supposed to be the sympathetic guy, you know? Because this movie's about how pretty equals you're a good person, I guess.
You can teach Dopey how to narrate the movie.
Yeah, Dopey narrates the movie.
She'll do everything she can to stop us.
Let her try.
Dopey?
We're not afraid. And her name was Snow White.
It says right here that you talk in our new movie. See? You got all the best lines. Why, yes, Mr. Grumpy. I would love to speak in our new film.
I think any of the scenes they added with Snow White and the Queen, again, was to her detriment of coming across as, a threatening character. I just noticed you've been wearing this pendant you've had since a child. I don't believe in what that says.
the live, laugh, love pendant her dad gives her.
Hold it close till I return.
Fearless, fair, brave, true. How quaint.
Thanks, Dad. I'm the singing king, though nothing's gonna kill me, not even my new evil wife.
She shows up and immediately is like, I'm gonna dress like the most evil person in the world.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not see this coming, man?
Well, she dressed normal first when they first met her, and then she's like, I'm the queen now. She lowers down like the Darth Vader helmet.
She sees herself. No! There's so many no's in this movie from her, and they're all bad.
Yeah.
Snow White, fairest one of all.
No!
She is more fair than thee.
No! They apparently say that her power comes from how beautiful she is. Like, she's powered by beauty.
So great was her beauty that it seemed to grant her powers beyond the ordinary, and cared only about her own beauty and the power it granted.
Maybe that's why she's so mad. It's not just a vanity thing. Like, she'll lose her power if Snow White's more beautiful than her, but I guess she doesn't.
I guess
Snow
she's
White
not
doesn't get
considered
beauty
that
powers.
beautiful because her powers are mostly producing flowers and changing their colors or wilting them. She makes a knife appear at the end. That's the most useful thing she does with just pure magic, not, using potions and stuff.
Yeah, Gal Gadot, I liked her in Wonder Woman. I don't think she's a bad actress. I think she's pretty miscast in this. There is a lot of awkwardness with her being in this because
You're gonna get into that.
I'm gonna get into that. Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White in this, she tweeted in support of Palestine, and there was controversy because she did that, and it's really awkward because the villain in the movie is played by Gal Gadot, who was in the IDF, so I think that makes it a little awkward. Awkward!
There's more to being alive than mere subsistence.
I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Awkward. And of course, people were just really mean because they were racist. They were racist against Rachel Zegler because they're like, oh, her name's Snow White, she's gotta be a white lady. Even though they say this in this movie, and this is not new to this movie, this is part of some of the versions of Snow White. She's named Snow White because she was born on a snowy day because there was snow around her. She's pure as snow,
One winter's night, a blizzard swept through their land, but leaving them a most precious gift. To honor the night she arrived, her parents named the girl Snow White.
I love the Ice Festival every year. It's so much fun.
Yes, Snow White.
Silence, peon!
Sure. I mean, the most common version people know is the Grimm's one, though, which says her skin was as white as snow, but
right.
It's fine. You can change that. Yeah. It's just that, nothing else in this movie worked out.
Yeah, I mean, there have been plenty of versions of Snow White I've seen that don't cast a white person, and it's fine. But everyone gets mad, especially in these Disney remakes. Like, they're like, it's woke because they cast someone who wasn't white. Anything that's not white is apparently political.
It's woke. It's woke.
It's
woke.
woke. It's woke.
Yes, Mr. Sherman. Everything's woke.
I think the most ridiculous one was when people were mad about The Little Mermaid, and they're like, scientifically, mermaids would be white because
Scientifically, they're not real.
You studied a fucking mermaid? You know this, bud?
Get real deep on this imaginary biology. Scientifically, if a mermaid existed, they'd probably look like those really deep sea weirdo things.
Scientifically, mermaids don't sing and dance and turn into humans.
No, they don't speak English, probably.
It's fine, guys.
That one turned out better than this.
That one honestly wasn't too bad.
It was like 50%. There's some ideas there.
Yeah, you had the rapping seagull. That was pretty bad. But yeah, no,
there's definitely bad in there.
Well, I was flying over land and sea and ear to the ground. Chicka wah wah, chicka wah.
I wish that so much of this stuff wasn't mired with this movie that has legit complaints, because I do think this 2.1 is warranted for reasons that don't have anything to do with the casting. This one also suffers from being so many remakes down the line. They've done so many of these. People are just sick of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if they'd done this earlier, possibly it could have been an okay remake. I mean, if they made it like this, it would still be bad. But I do think there's potential to do a Snow White live-action remake and retell it in a more developed, interesting way. And you can see some of the beats in this that they're going for, but the execution is so muddled and bad.
Yeah, they try to give Snow White more agency, but I don't think any of the execution of that works out very well.
She's a dummy-dumb. Okay, so she meets this thief. The prince in this movie is a thief with a heart of gold. There's no prince in this movie because the big story arc for Snow White is learning to fend for herself, to not have a prince come and rescue her.
Which she doesn't do.
They were working on the prince storyline, but there was an image that we found of the prince in the dungeon, and that gave birth to the storyline of the character Jonathan. And I think it's a kind of a cool little Easter egg.
In the beginning, she finds this she finds this thief who's stealing some food, and she realizes the people are suffering under her evil stepmother, Queen. And
it took her 20-some years to realize that.
And she's like, hey, Queen, maybe I could make some pies.
People are struggling. When I was young, my parents make pies and then go out into the village.
Pies are luxuries. They don't need luxuries. It confuses them.
We could have a bake sale that might solve everything.
I think that'll solve. And you know what? I think the evil queen's justified in being like, that's a stupid fucking idea.
Yeah.
You seem like a real dummy-dum.
Go on. Speak to your people. Your pies and your wise words. What will you tell them? That you've made them dessert?
Though the Queen apparently converted a lot of their farmers into soldiers, which is not helping the food situation, I wager.
It's not helping the food situation. That's probably why them trying to go after Snow White through the whole movie doesn't work out, because they're just malnourished farmers. So how well is that going to work for her?
I can't imagine most of them are trained very well either, so this is kind of like a glass kingdom. I bet any other power could come in and take over pretty easily.
They just shatter just like that fucking glass dagger that's supposed to be scary.
Yeah, glass dagger.
Excuse me? Like, everyone wants
Where's
a rose,
her beauty power? Where is it? Parlor tricks and a glass dagger?
Turning old, and then like when she turns into the old woman, she doesn't even bother doing an old woman voice. She's like, well, you kind of sound like a young woman not doing an old woman voice with the same really unique accent as my stepmother that I know really well. What's going on here?
She has no real story too. It's like, oh yeah, your boyfriend got captured. I think you'll need this apple for energy. She's like, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
This apple will give me the energy I need.
Take this apple to sustain you on the road.
Thank you.
For your father.
It's a trap!
Like, she doesn't even change. She just starts talking mean. She's like, oh, wait, yours, my stepmother.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't know how you didn't get that. I really didn't try.
I did know your father.
I knew he was a fool. Who is the fairest one of all?
She might as well just put on like a crappy wig. Hello, I am someone else. Eat this apple.
I am proud of it.
Nobody knows this, but I can barely see without my glasses. I do this, because I'm legally blind.
Okay, so I want to bake some pies, and then like her evil stepmother's like, no. And then she helps rescue the thief with the heart of gold, and then she goes out there, and she thinks her dad's still alive, but he's not still alive. But this is part of her arc, right?
It's very weird.
Well, I mean, they added this part of the story, not because it's like, oh no, he was alive, but then he wasn't, and then, oh, why did they add that? I think it was because she's like, okay, my dad's gonna solve all of this. I need a king to solve all of this. And she has this song number with the prince where he's like, you got princess problems. You're waiting for a prince to come rescue you. You're girl boss, Snow White. You don't need this.
I'm actually looking for my father.
You must have mistaken me for a knight in shining armor. Princesses are always waiting for a prince to show up or a king to come back.
Well, that sounds an awful lot like princess problems. 'Cause you can't fix the world baking apple pies.
She learned to be a girl boss at the end. Save herself. Even though one of the thieves saved her in the end, so I guess a man had to save her.
Again, I feel the execution of that idea is pretty poor, because it wasn't like she goes, okay, I can do this on my own. It's like, oh, well, the dad thread was actually taken away, so I have to do it. It wasn't...
She sings a song about it. She sings
Sure.
about how she's not going to wait on wishes anymore. They had the song in the 30s one where she's singing about a wishing well and all that, and they're like, we're going to subvert that. She's not waiting on wishes. She's the same brave little girl who was born in a storm.
Yeah, but she's still waiting on a wish. It's just like, oh, well, it's taken away from me, so I guess I have to.
That's her big moment. That's her turning point, you know?
My father is gone forever. They left a wish for me, but this kingdom is my destiny. Time to lead and not be led. Time to restore our kingdom.
And then she's saved by the thief.
She had to get shoved in. She wasn't like, yes, I'm going to do
the random thief man was the hero of the movie.
Yeah, random thief
They
guy.
had the big stand up against the queen with all the crowd and everything, and then the dwarfs do nothing. I'm glad that they weren't the focus of the movie like they do in the 30s
They showed
one,
them
but like
gearing up in their shadows in the castle, like they're about to do something big.
so important, and then they just stand there and they're like, hey. And the queen's like, who are you? Like, I haven't met you.
Yeah.
Like, are you with her?
Who are those guys?
Those guys. Well, anyway, time to do reshoot ending with a mirror. Oh, it can't be enough that she runs away or whatever the original ending was supposed to be, like Mercy. It's like she undoes herself, basically does the I am you ending with the mirror.
Yeah, it's the I am you from the original Filmation one, which is very weird.
Famed is thy beauty, but it goes no further than the skin.
I am you, my queen!
Guard the door. Hold her. And you cut out her heart. You do that, you do that. You cut the heart out, okay?
You wash the dishes.
You wash the dishes. You wipe the floor.
Cut the heart out.
You cut out her heart.
I don't understand like Snow White's big plans. Like they were gonna retake the castle, and then the queen comes out and goes, "Oh yeah, well, okay, do it," and gives her a knife. She's like, "No."
I guess the plan was just to banish her. That's what she does. But then she
was like, "I'll let you go off and sneak in your way into another kingdom, make their lives miserable. Like, you can go do the same thing." She's still a powerful witch.
She's like, well, I can just seduce another king and then become evil queen over there, I think.
She's the second fairest person in the world. Shouldn't be that hard.
You know what? You can't replace her personality. It's ugly.
Trick this stupid guy first. She could incite herself into power again, and then Snow White have a big problem.
He deserves to die.
Leave now and never come back.
Run. Run away and never return. Yes.
And then they started a fucking cult in the end, and then she put the prince in the wicker man.
Want Snow White in power because everyone dresses in these weird white cult robes at the end.
We're all white, and white equals good. And then
awkward.
They put the prince in the wicker man.
Okay. Killing me won't bring back your poison apples. That huntsman's like, I'm getting out of this kingdom.
Oh, it's fucking Huntsman. The Huntsman has the strangest arc in this movie. So he does what they do initially. Like, he takes her out into the woods. He's supposed to kill her, and he can't do it because she's so beautiful and she's such a nice person. He's like, I'll go. I'll cover for you. Get out of here before I change my mind. He comes back to the queen, but they're a wiener about this. He can't bring back a pig's heart or whatever he did initially.
Nothing. I'll go to the butchery or something, get a heart or something.
No, weenie movie. And a root beer for Pinocchio.
Root beer. Oh boy, root beer.
Oh boy, root beer.
Root beer! Look! Free root beer!
Bottoms up!
Oh, root beer.
He put an apple in there, and she apparently didn't check. She opens it later, she's like, what the fuck, an apple? Why didn't I look to see what was in here? You might as well put nothing in there, because she didn't check.
Yeah.
Seems someone made a little mess. And who is here to pick up the pieces? One guess.
I just thought you'd never look in there.
She's like, what the fuck? And then he's like, oh, sorry, I couldn't do it. And then she's like, all right, well, to the dungeon with you. And then doesn't kill him.
Yeah, she sings a weenie song about, I don't know what to do, so I guess I'll do nothing. Dungeon.
Now I could forgive, but to start, I don't have the heart, as you may recall. Beware.
You let me down, down. In the dungeon you'll stay.
He ends up in the dungeon with Jonathan the thief, and apparently they sit there for a while like, I think I can get out, but I'm not strong enough. And then like, what if you help me? Oh, if we put a little bit of power into this, I guess we can get out.
Huntsman's like, wow, I could have escaped days ago had I tried slightly.
Yeah, and then the thief goes out there, but then he's not going to take the huntsman with him, so the huntsman's like, I'll go fight some guards!
Yeah, never do drugs.
Never do drugs.
The Queen's secret entrance lets out 1 mile from the royal stable. I'll check for guards. You go. Good luck.
Never take drugs.
Fucking dubbed in Garth Marenghi. Yes. I'll show up at the end of the movie. I was there the whole time.
Yeah, I'm not in this part, so I'll just stay here for some reason.
What was this guy's arc? Also, the thieves have a weird arc too, because most of their parts of the movie were cut out for the reshoots. Why did they add all these extra characters to do nothing with them?
A bunch of them don't even have a line. It's so bad. They have some
dance,
line about
they
one
have
of them.
Stupid dance.
They have the dance, and Snow White talks to the main one who saves her at the end and says like, oh, I think you like the woman in the group. He's like, yeah, just like you like old Jonathan, huh? And then that's like the end of that ever getting brought up again.
You and Maple are fine dancers.
We're just friends.
Right.
You know, like you and Jonathan.
Actually, I'm saving myself a stupid sexy dopey.
Yeah, I do love I don't love, I hate it actually. I hate it when the prince gets shot with the arrow and they have the scene where they bring him to the dwarves and then they save him and then they're all like, oh, well, that's every barbecue. Little dance, and that's when they fall in love and you're like, embarrassing. It was, both of us were like this.
Yeah, we had that moment while they're doing that dumb dance where we just kind of like...
You could hear the sound of an entire audience having a bad time watching this.
Know what time it is, fellas?
Please, no. It's time to dance!
Snow White is just kind of a sugary, sweet kind of character. I don't know a lot of people whose favorite Disney princess is Snow White, because she's just kind of boring.
Yeah, it was an old movie, and she's kind of boring.
Yeah. You know, I feel bad for Rachel Zegler. It's not her fault. I know what it's like to play Snow White in a massive prom. Yeah. This was shorter than the one we were in, so.
True.
Yeah, they put her in this stupid outfit from the 30s movie. It's so weird, because they start her out with an outfit that sort of looks like something someone would wear, and then it goes into this Party City costume.
Yeah, she goes super color mode.
Yeah, I know a lot of people dunked on her hair, too. I don't think it was too bad, but it wasn't too good, either. The stupid dwarves. I hate the dwarves.
Yeah. A ghost.
A ghost!
It's a human.
Yes, what did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
Oh my god. There was a period where Disney Plus would not stop playing that ad, and they really loved the ghost joke, kept playing the ghost joke.
Coming to Disney Plus.
Ghost.
On Disney Plus.
Ghost.
Disney Snow White.
Ghost.
It was never funny, and then when it happened in the movie, we're waiting for like, say the line, Bart.
Yeah.
Say the line.
A ghost.
But instead of cheering, it was just like that meme where the guys are like on the couch like, yeah, and then...
Yeah.
Say the line!
Fucking such a...
See the fucking ghost line.
Stupid dwarves.
Stupid dwarves.
I function best on a full night's rest. It's back to bed I go.
Fatality.
They didn't complain about having to wash up forever. At least there was
true.
that.
I enjoyed the dwarves' diminished presence. I will say they improved it in that way. It was longer than the original movie, but they did less dwarf shit.
I
They
was
also
very
had
confused
magic
about
powers.
their magic in the mines. They had magic to apparently illuminate some of the ores and stuff they're mining for.
Yeah.
And it's like, why'd they even have to do that though? Because then later in the song, they're just shoveling piles of jewels into the carts. Like, well, I guess you need magic. Again, useless magic, just like the Queen, where you have powers to do nothing useful.
Turned herself into an old woman and then didn't try very hard. And
She had to do that with a potion, though. She couldn't do that on her own.
Well, it was
Stupid
magic.
beauty magic.
Potion from her magic, I guess.
Yeah, but that's, magic chemicals or whatever. It's not her pure magic. That's just for flowers
it's not
and
pure
knives.
enough for you.
No, purest magic.
They don't make a coffin for her in this one either. They're like,
No.
I'm not gonna bother with that.
They don't want to waste any of their money.
They did change the ending for the evil queen from what they did in the 30s one, was just the dwarves chase her off a cliff, basically. At least they gave Snow White something, and then she shows her mercy.
It's a
and then
really
like,
weenie confrontation. I was waiting for her to really do something during this, and she kind of blew it.
I guess that's why, that must be why Disney wanted a different ending. They're like, we're not happy with this, so she's just gonna go in there and then shatter herself in the mirror, and then, I guess, undo the mercy part of it. I don't know. I guess she undid herself.
I just wanted Snow White to show a bit more backbone rather than just like, oh, I'll use the power learned from my father of using people's names.
Paul, you were a farmer. Matthew, you were a baker. William, I remember you.
I remember. And I.
Well, the power of kindness, the power of love. Live, laugh, love.
I wasn't expecting her to run in and stab everyone, but I expected something a little more than that.
I did read a trivia thing saying that this started way back when. There was a concept of this being like a martial arts movie.
That would have been more interesting.
I kind of want to see that. But
yeah, I think at least that would be a really changing and playing with it.
They were going to do it, and then they did, like, a bunch of other Snow White movies came out the same year. Mirror, Mirror, and I think the Huntsman one and stuff, so they were like, no, the time isn't right. We'll wait until it's way past when anyone would want this. Ghost!
Ghost.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
Well, Phelan, you got anything else you want to say about Snow White 2025?
It's not very good. Watch it.
Gal Gadot is bad in a funny way, but I don't know if I recommend it.
It's too long of a sit. There's better things to do.
Make your own judgment call, I guess.
There's a lot of things to watch that's not a live-action Disney remake.
Watch Mufasa again. I think that was more rewarding with the bye-bye line.
The bye-bye line. Could have used a dash of that here.
Bye-bye. I'm ready to go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Let's say bye-bye to the audience. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I thought you were a ghost.
Well, 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 well.